this is something that I think is really important to talk about in our community of like what's going on, how are we getting people involved, and what's really happening on the on the ground level when it comes to helping people experience homelessness. So my name is Lyric, and I'm really excited to talk to you today. Just to start off, I would love it if you introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about who you are and how you've come to be in Austin, Texas.
My name's Tracy. I'm originally from South Bend, Indiana, which is a small college town. I wanted to give my daughter a better environment. The environment that we were living in was not conducive to young people. There were no jobs, there were no opportunities, there was nothing being offered in the way of allowing young people to grow and prosper. And in my opinion, it was killing my daughter. And I needed to get her out of that environment.
You're gonna make me cry.
I needed to give her an opportunity to become the incredible woman that she's become. And I made the decision to get out. And I have no regrets. I needed to literally give her education. I need to give her a chance to spread her wings and fly.
For sure. So,
And
what
and
brought you to Austin?
I had a lot of friends in the music industry back in New York City. I did that when I was in my 20s. And they talked about Austin having an incredible music scene and
Live Capital.
yeah, and I also have a lot of health issues, asthma in particular, which was becoming more and more of an issue with the cold weather.
Yeah, cold weather in Indiana is severe.
Yeah, my doctor literally advised me to get out of the cold climate because it was going to kill me eventually. And uh, I saw the opportunity to come here, and hopefully someday, once my health is in a much better place, I can start singing again and pursuing my music career. But everything that I was hearing and seeing about Austin, Texas, just seemed an incredible opportunity. So I took it and ran with it.
And how long have you lived here for?
Been here a little over 12 years.
12 years. It's a long time, a lot of changes.
Yeah, it's been really interesting, and I'm not going to say it's been bad. I'm not going to say it's been good. It's a work in progress,
Right.
and I have the attitude that you get what you put in, and you know, life changes direction sometimes. I've had to adjust to that, but it's a good thing to be here. I'm not willing to go back to where I was.
Right.
And I know there's a lot of growth for me here. So that's the plan, is to continue to grow and learn and expand my horizons and be the person that I need to be.
I love that. Yeah. So I'm curious, you've been here 12 years. When did you first hear about governance within Echo?
I started hearing about it 3 or 4 years ago, and I was liking what I was hearing, that they were reaching out to people with lived experience. And if you're going to change this environment, the best way is to ask someone who's been there and knows. And if you're willing to do that, then you're going to make more progress.
Right.
And I wanted to be part of that process. So when the opportunity came to work with governance, I absolutely jumped at it. I thought that was just the most incredible idea, and looking at doing those good works. And I continue to learn and grow within this industry every day, and I know that I've got a lot to learn, but I know I'm in the place to do it. And I love the progress that we're making. I love the work that we're doing.
Can you tell me a little bit about your first impression, like getting into your first meeting within our Continuum of Care governance system? You're walking in, or you're jumping online and you're with these people. How did that feel, and what were some of your just like first reactions to the work?
Overwhelming. That was the first impression. Feeling like I'm in kindergarten and these are college students, and how am I going to figure this out?
It's a lot.
What am I going to do? It is a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, the more you're in it, the more you realize that you still have so much more to learn. And the process is huge. It changes, it evolves every single day. But what you learn after a few meetings is you're exactly in the right place and you're doing exactly what you need to do, and you don't need to step back. And everyone is wonderful about, if I don't understand something, there's a lot of acronyms and there's a lot of, processes and things that you don't understand. But it's okay to ask those questions. It's okay to, not know. And everyone is willing to, grab you by the hand and say, you don't understand this? Here, let me explain it to you in a way that you can understand, and you can ask me 20 questions, and that's not a problem because we want you a part of this process. We
Hmm.
want you to understand what you're doing because you're contributing in a way that we can't.
Yeah. Is that what
So
keeps you motivated to stay and keep doing the work? Is those people that are in the room and saying, Here's some support, here's some help. We want you to stay. Let's figure it out. We can learn together."
absolutely. I have met some incredible people doing incredible work in this industry, and they are behind me 100%. And it's a wonderful feeling when you have people that, even though you're not sure of what you're doing, they're your cheerleaders. They're like, You can do this."
Hmm.
And if you don't understand, I'm here. You're not walking through this alone. We're all trying to do this. We all want to be a piece of the puzzle and get it fixed and get it solved so that we don't have this issue years later.
Right.
And I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you tell me, have there ever been a situation in governance and working for, in within Echo that you've been like, I love this. Like there was a moment in time where you were just like, this is exactly what I want to continue doing, or someone that you met that just made you want to stay and continue doing the work.
I worked on one committee, and we spearheaded some listening sessions with people with lived experience to find out what issues they had with getting housing. And we also did a listening session that included landlords and realtors and people who are on the opposite end.
Wow.
Well, what issues do you have when people who are trying to get housed bring you? What are the deterrents? What do we need to do? And that was exciting because now we've got some real answers.
Right.
Okay, now I get why this landlord doesn't want to rent these properties because they've had issues with this, this, and this. This is what we need to fix.
Yeah. So
That's
you feel like you had some stuff out of that listening session that you were like, oh, we know what we want to do next, or you have some things that action items that you want to work on now.
Yes, that absolutely was so enlightening to, and hearing from the people with lived experience saying very passionately, I'm trying everything I know. I don't understand why this is not working, and this has been my experience, and I don't want to go through this anymore. I just want to be housed and I want
Yeah.
to be happy. And that's an empowering feeling to know you are hearing both sides of the story, and now you can make this make sense.
Yeah. And that's kind of what lived experience is in a way, is like the reality of both. Now we get to like understand what it's like and have lived it, and then being able to work in the system and being able to work within our governance system, you get to say like, I know exactly what it's like. I know the reality of the situation, and now I get to use the knowledge that I'm getting in the governance system to really help make change. And I think that's, I mean, just even in the listening sessions, you're getting those reminders of like, hey, we want to come to you and get the feedback. We want to hear what's actually going on the ground right now, and we want to find ways to help support and bring action to what's going on.
Yeah, and the wonderful thing is that even though I don't have a degree, I'm not a social worker, I'm not a case manager, I haven't been involved in continuum of care. My lived experience is just as valuable as what they bring to the table. I'm
Absolutely.
not made to feel that I'm a guinea pig or that my opinion doesn't matter or what I bring to the table is just fluff.
Yeah.
I'm given every opportunity to share my lived experience and make an impact. And if nothing else, sometimes it's more important that they hear from someone with lived experience because they don't know and they want to make sure that they don't make any missteps.
Yep.
Okay, is this going to work? How is this going to work? What do we need to know? What don't we know?
Hmm.
I'm valued every time I step in a meeting and give an opinion or ask a question. And I love it when I ask a question that the other people in the room who are part of the continuum of care did not anticipate.
Mm.
Well, have you considered this? No, we would have never considered that. We didn't have lived experience. We've never been in that
Thought about it that way.
situation. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. It's important. And this is something we need to take and run with. And that is so empowering.
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice how rewarding that can be. Is just like, and just validating to be in that space and have people say like, we've never had someone ask that question. We've never been challenged in that way to have those questions be asked. And I think that's just such, I mean, just the rewarding feeling that comes from that is absolutely amazing.
I look forward to my meetings. I look forward to doing the work. I look forward to learning. I look forward to being confused because that's work that needs to be done, and I'm ready
Right.
to jump in and do
It's a
it.
learning.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an amazing process, and the more you learn, the more you get excited, and you're like, okay, I got to learn about this. I got to figure this out. Let me ask some questions. Let me send some emails. Let me, do what I need to do to figure this out and get more knowledge so that I can be more effective.
Yeah.
It's absolutely I get excited when I got my meetings. I'm like, we have a meeting that's canceled for whatever reason. I'm like, oh darn,
Yeah.
I had this information. Let me make some notes because the next time we have the meeting, I want to ask those questions. I don't want
Yeah.
to lose that.
And how rare is that in work to want to show up to a meeting and be like sad when the meeting gets postponed or canceled or, holidays come up. Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely awesome.
I see people all the time that complain about their jobs and they're not happy about this and that, and I'm like, I mean, there are things I can complain about, but doing the work, I'm doing work that's important, and I love that. I feel sorry for people that don't have passion for what they're doing and don't wake up in the morning and say, I'm ready to change the world. I'm ready to get out there and do the work. I'm ready to,
Yeah.
to make some changes and have an effect on people, and knowing what I've gone through, not letting them have that same experience.
Yeah.
That's it's empowering.
What are some of your kind of passion areas when it comes to homelessness work? Like if you could, I mean, if you could have any job in this field or make any kind of impact in a specific area, what would be your things?
Specifically women who have been victims of domestic violence. Um, they're a unique group of people because of that type of trauma, and having had that, not that experience specifically, but having been around women who've been victims of domestic violence and knowing what they've suffered and knowing that that may prevent them from getting housing because they have issues with this. They have children. They left an environment that completely broke them down physically, mentally, emotionally, and they're working in that in a society that doesn't always take them seriously,
Yeah. And
or
that
poo-poos what they've gone through. Oh, we'll get over it. You know, it's not something that they can get over. It's something that they need to have people looking out for them and saying, look, I understand what you've gone through, and I understand that you've got some unique barriers. Let's get through those barriers so that you can be housed, so that you and your children can be okay.
right. And you've expressed interest in our VAWA group. Have you started going?
No, they haven't had any availabilities.
But that's
Apparently,
that's your passion,
I would
and you.
love to. If the opportunity presents itself, I will jump on it. It's I, to me, it would be a disservice not to.
Mm.
And for me, it's very, very uh, a deep wound that I want to heal. I have a niece who was killed by her domestic partner. She was shot in the back of the head and killed. That if I could do anything to go back and let her know that she didn't have to live through that, she didn't have to go through that,
Yeah.
and I owe it to her to make sure that other women that are in the midst of that or have climbed out of that, that they can be safe, that they can be healed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the other committee that you're on within ECHO's governance system?
I'm on the Permanent Housing Committee, which is really cool. People don't realize that there are standards. There are, in order to get housing, there are certain programs, and those programs have parameters. And learning about those parameters and how to work with those parameters or work outside of those parameters, it's amazing because that's the start. If you don't have these programs, if you don't have this assistance, then what's the point?
For sure.
There isn't any getting into housing. If there's no rapid rehousing, if there's no permanent supportive housing,
And those
then
policies and those
what
practices.
what do you do? And it's the start of where you need to be
For
to
sure.
get things done.
For
So
sure.
yeah, I love doing that.
Yeah. Well, just for the sake of time, I'm going to ask you one last question, and this is more of a fun one. But what do you like to do outside of the work that you're doing in Austin?
I make jewelry. My daughter thinks I'm a little kooky sometimes because I love to buy more material. I love to buy beads and I love getting them organized but I love the creative process. Years ago, I used to be a singer, which was my creative outlet, and although I'm not doing that anymore, I now have a new creative outlet, which is very different and yet uses the same energy.
Hmm.
And I love to create things for myself, but I see my daughter and I say, I remember she wore this outfit for Christmas. I bet I could make a pair of earrings that would look really cute with that. I know her birthday's coming up. Let me make something that would just really sparkle. And of course, I had the situation where she was in high school where it was, hey mom, so and so's birthday tomorrow. Can I grab a couple pair of earrings for a birthday present? And I'm like, okay, if you do that, then I don't have any earrings to
Yeah.
sell. So you can't just take earrings all the time.
Right.
But it was nice that she was at 15, 16 already confident in my ability to create these pieces.
Yeah.
So that gives me the motivation to keep doing it. And it's
That's
very
amazing.
therapeutic. I can spend hours just making earrings, necklaces, beaded pins. There's so much more that I want to learn and grow. And I just recently found out that ACC has a jewelry making and repair degree and certificate program. So I'd love to go back to school and really advance in this and make it a career.
Yeah. Well, I hope you do. And yeah, that's absolutely amazing. And I love that hobby in general. I'm a creative girl myself. So I just want to thank you for your time and talking with me about your with the work that you do in Austin and within RCOC. And just want to thank you again.
Thank you so much. I love this.
Yeah, thank you.
I wonder if people are going to figure out that they were mother and daughter.
We look alike. I mean, we do. So it's like, I'm sure someone's gonna comment and be like, "Are
You can
they?"
relate.
Yeah. Someone will probably figure it out.